What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here and welcome to another MK11 video. Woo, man, what a weekend. NetherRealm blessed us with the opportunity to play MK11 before even the official beta via the stress test. The point of this was to test out the online connection, the netcode, and that's it. But of course, since we did get our hands on the game, we got to experience more of the mechanics, more of the feel of MK11, and I'm gonna talk about all that because you guys know I did go to the LA reveal event. I did get to play MK11, and my thoughts on MK11 have definitely changed in many ways, but in other ways they've stayed the same. So this is going to be, hopefully some constructive feedback for NetherRealm. Of course, everyone is doing it. Number one, before I get started on anything, I just want to say the highlight of the stress test 100% was Ed Boon actually tweeting a screenshot of, Boon's main, which is what I'm using here. This might have been around the matches where he surprisingly tuned into my stream, was watching the gameplay, took a screenshot of Boon's name, and it said my name under it, which means he was watching my stream, and that right there is unbelievable to me because he's Ed Boon. So that was the highlight of the stress test for me. Having Ed Boon shout me out via the screenshot, watching my stream, that was insane. So I just wanted to throw that out there because that was definitely a huge fanboy moment. Alright, now let's get on to my opinions on the stress test. I have a lot to cover. I already wasted 2 minutes rambling on, but you guys know how we do it over here. Alright, so I have talking points. I never write scripts. I hate scripts. I have talking points. I speak from the heart in these commentaries. Alright, so let's try to not take a long ass time. I'm gonna try to make this video as short as possible, try to get to the point as fast as possible. So number one thing was the whole point of why the stress test actually happened, which was to test the connection. So I'm happy to report that the connection in MK11 was somehow even better than Injustice 2 and MKXL. NetherRealm, I don't know how you did it, but congratulations to the team because you guys have created the absolute best netcode since restructuring the netcode. Better than MKXL, better than Injustice 2, absolutely flawless. Moving on, movement / pacing of the game. So I'm quickly going to talk about movement because movement, unfortunately, was pretty much the same as the older builds that I played, that I was talking to you guys about. I felt very strongly about the fact that the movement is very slow. Dashing is actually slower than walking in this game, which I think it should not be the case. But the good news is that Ed Boon has already confirmed that the game is going to be faster when the final release happens, when the game is actually released. So that's a huge positive. So I'm not really going to talk about the movement too much. You guys know how I feel about the movement, and it hasn't changed. It's still slow. The movement is slow. So I can't talk about it anymore because this movement is not going to be the same movement that we see when the full game comes out. So I'll talk about the movement some more when the changes are implemented. Now, the pacing of the game really surprised me because I thought because of the slow movement, it was gonna really affect the game in a negative way when it came to pacing. But I'm definitely happy to say that the pacing in MK11 feels great. It's not on steroids like MKX, which honestly I prefer. That's just me. I like crazy games. The versus fighting games are my favorite. I like crazy games that are very fast. So you guys know Mortal Kombat X is my favorite Mortal Kombat game of all time now. I love it. But MK11 is not on that steroid level. MKX is like MK on steroids, honestly. But Mortal Kombat 11 is definitely not slow. I think it has a good balance between fast-paced MKX gameplay, because there's still mix-ups in the game. There's still a lot of pressure. There's still huge damaging combos. Not like huge extended combos to the point like Hunter Predator. But I mean, there aren't too many Hunter Predators out there, you know what I mean? But your life bar could explode in 10 seconds. And I'm talking about your whole life bar could explode in a short amount of time. So that gives it the fast pace of like an MKX where your life bar could explode. But at the same time, what NetherRealm is focusing on is more the ground game, the space control, the footsies of a fighting game. And I think that slower pace mixes really well with some of the tools that these characters have. So MK11 is a really good mix between something like Injustice, which is a very slow-paced game, and MKX. So I had a lot of fun playing the game, man. It definitely feels a lot different. So for you guys who did not get into the stress test or didn't even sign up, when you play the beta, do not get discouraged playing the game for the first, 10, 15, even 20 matches. Give the game a chance, learn the mechanics, learn the spacing of your character, because the game gets crazy intense and it gets really, really fun once you understand how NetherRealm wants you to play the game, and you just get used to the different movement options that you have. And that's why the increased movement speed is going to only improve the game. So I can't wait for that. But the game's pace feels great. Now let's move on to something that I really want to emphasize, and this is one of the most important things in my opinion that needs to be implemented into the game moving forward, and it has to do with characters. Of course, I'm not going to talk about character specific stuff like their special moves, frame data, all that stuff, because everything is subject to change, and I guarantee you things will change from now until the game's release. So I'm not going to talk about the fact that Scorpion is unsafe on everything unless you have Misery Blade on, or the fact that Scarlet has a lot of really fast zoning options. But one thing that I really want to emphasize is the new Crushing Blow system. And what I want to emphasize on is the damage output of Crushing Blows. We have two sides to this. We have the very, very good positive in Baraka, and we have the negative in Scorpion. Now, hear me out here, because this is something that I want across the entire cast. I feel that if you're going to spend important resources like Crushing Blows, like Fatal Blows, that are key to increase combos, combo extensions, combo damage, I feel that you should be rewarded heavily for using these resources. Baraka, for example, is a perfect example of the right way to reward a character for using resources. So I'll show you guys a Baraka combo in the back. I don't remember off the top of my head. I think I use 1 bar of my offensive meter, 2 Crushing Blows, and of course I have the flag out just to give a little bit extra damage for some flash. But in reality, if you do not have the flag out, it's gonna be like maybe 5% less damage, right? But as you guys see, it's a ton of damage. But I'm using 2 very crucial Crushing Blows, which is the stab and the forward 4 Crushing Blow. Because I would save up these Crushing Blows to use them in a combo, I get rewarded with a 50% damage combo. Now on the other hand, you take a look at this Scorpion combo, and I use 2 bars of my offensive meter, 1 Crushing Blow, and my Fatal Blow, and I get a little bit over 40. And I feel that if I'm going to be using Crushing Blows, and I'll give you another example with Scorpion. I don't have the specific combo right now, but if I do back 1-4 into teleport, and then I restand my opponent with a meter burn spear, and I end my combo in a 2-1-2 Crushing Blow, it does like 27%. ending with that crushing blow, and using 2 bars of your offensive meter. I feel that if you use resources in this game, especially crushing blows and fatal blows in combos, you should be rewarded. Like Baraka is rewarded by using and saving up his crushing blows. The last thing I want, and please NetherRealm, do not nerf Baraka's damage and combo potential, because crushing blows are a way to extend combos, to have creativity, to have huge damage without compromising what NetherRealm wants MK11 to be about, which is the ground game, space control, footsies. Crushing blows do not get in the way of that. And I feel that rewarding a player for using that resource that you only get once per game is not going to be a bad thing. And like I said, I hope this goes across every character in the roster. And I don't care what archetype the character is. I don't care if the character is rushdown. I don't care if the character is a pressure character, zoning, space control character. In between, every character should get rewarded for being smart enough to save up your crushing blows for a combo. You know, cash out those crushing blows for a big combo. If I use 2 crushing blows in a combo and 2 bars of my offensive meter, I better be doing 50% or more. I don't want 39%, 35% using 2 crushing blows and my offensive resources. Please, NetherRealm. I feel like this is going to be so hype in tournaments because everyone is going to go crazy for a juicy combo with 2 crushing blows in them. And what's going to top it all off is to see that that damage counter say 60%, 55%. There was a 70% Baraka combo if you use like 2 crushing blows and your fatal blow. Actually 3 crushing blows and a fatal blow and 1 bar of offensive resource. That's a ton of resources. You better get 70% on that or close to it. It's going to be so exciting if that happens with every character in the game. So that's what I really wanted to emphasize in this commentary. I know I'm going super long because this is something that's super important in my opinion. I feel like every character should have Baraka type damage when they use their crushing blow resources. Like Scorpion, make his regular combos do the damage that they do now, but if Scorpion adds his crushing blows into his combos, they should increase his combo damage by a lot. So that's what I wanted to get across as far as characters, because you know, Baraka, I feel like they did right with him, having really cool combo extensions and having an actual reward for using your crushing blow. So please, NetherRealm, if you guys listen to this, I hope that you guys treat every character in the game the way you treated Baraka. And I feel like Baraka is super fun, and I hope he doesn't get nerfed, and I hope his damage doesn't go down or his combo potential, because it's gonna make me really sad, because then that'll tell us that the game is going in a, you know, completely different direction. And like I said, I don't think rewarding someone for using a resource you only get once per game will affect the core like gameplay that NetherRealm wants to have for MK11. So that's it for that. Really quickly, let me touch up on defensive options. A lot of people hate, or I shouldn't say hate, a lot of people dislike the breakaway system. For 2 bars of meter, you could air escape from a combo like Injustice 2. You get 1 hit of armor, or like, I guess, multiple hits of armor, and you fall to the ground close to your opponent, like sweep distance. And the reason people don't like it is because, you know, if you're, let's just say that you're the offensive player and you're using Scorpion. That's a perfect example. It just came up on screen right now. If you use the breakaway at the right time, you could actually punish your opponent for going for the bread and butter combo. So that's why a lot of people are getting upset. Not only for that, I guess More so for the reason that the regeneration on the defensive meter after a breakaway regenerates pretty quickly. So depending on the pace of the match, some characters are going to have slower paced games. Sometimes you could get 2 to 3 breakaways per round, which should not happen ever. And I feel the way that NetherRealm could improve this is make the breakaway recover the defensive stamina meter really slow, and I'm talking about insanely slow, to the point where sometimes if you use it at the beginning of the round, you will not even get 1 bar of defensive stamina until the round ends, even if it's a long round. And I feel like this will nerf the breakaway by default, because defensive stamina is really important, not only for wake up attacks, but also wake up rolls, which are invincible except to grabs. So if a defensive player is going to use the breakaway, he has to think about, man, how about if I use my breakaway and he, reads it so he doesn't finish his combo string, and instead he goes to pressure me on offense after I use my breakaway. Now I'm not going to have not even 1 bar of defensive stamina for a long time. Do I really want to use my defensive stamina to get out of this combo right now? And it will really make the defensive player think about that, instead of being a almost guaranteed breakaway when you get a combo when you get comboed with by Scorpion, or when you get comboed by Scarlet using her 2-1-2. So I think that's a way to relieve that. I actually personally like the breakaway just because I like doing it on people. Of course, I don't like it when they do it on me, but that's just the nature of fighting games, baby. So I think they're going to improve it, with the feedback that they're getting. So that's going to be the end of today's video, ladies and gentlemen. I said I wanted to do a shorter video, but I really honestly, the damage and the combo extensions and stuff, and the reward for using your crushing blow, that is really important to me. So I really wanted to get that point across, because that was one of the most disappointing things about playing Scorpion. You did not get rewarded for using your resources, especially your crushing blow. So I hope that changes, not only for Scorpion, but for every character. And I hope every character on the roster more resembles the damage output of Baraka instead of a Scorpion. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. What's going on? It's Super here, and thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you aren't subscribed already, make sure you guys do so. And if you want to see some more, there's videos popping up on the screen right now. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.